Welcome. We are here to have a presence, inspire, encourage, support, and offer up prayers. And I'm certainly glad to see each one of you here today. Can you give yourself a hand? I am the mistress of ceremony. My name is Diana Chappelle. Some of you know me, some of you don't. I am a First Lady of the St. John's All Nations Church of God in Christ. I'm excited to be here. And at this time, I'm just going to ask one of our other ministers to come and give us our opening prayer.
Dear gracious Heavenly Father, we thank you for this time and this moment. Lord, we ask you to let your way be in this program. And Lord, we pray for everyone that come today to honor a woman that we've been waiting to meet. And God, we ask you to bless everything because it's all come from you. And Lord, we ask you to bless all the cameramen, all the musicians, all the people in the back taking care of the food. We ask you to bless all of them accordingly. Bless this moment and this time. In Jesus' name, amen and amen.
At this time, I'm going to ask you to stand. And we just want to give a moment of silence for those involved in tragedy occurrences. Thank you. Thank you. At this time, we're going to ask our own Bishop Grace Osborne to come and give the welcome.
Amen.
Thank you very much. To all of you who have gathered for this beautiful occasion, our sponsors, our friends, and I believe our honoree. Oh, how good and how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity.
Yes.
It is like the precious ointment upon the head that ran down upon the beard, even Aaron's beard, that went down to the skirts of his garment, as the dew of Hermon and as the dew that descended upon the mountains of Zion. For there the Lord commanded his blessings, even life forevermore. Oh, give thanks unto the Lord, for he is good, and his mercies endure forever. On the behalf of our women of faith and for our sponsors, we welcome each of you to this beautiful occasion. We're so glad that you have come to what we consider to be one of the better things of Portland. Yes, you can say amen.
Yes.
That is to bring a person of color to our police department, not only a person of color, but a female, of which I am one. And I just want you to join with me in spelling her name, if you would. O, out of the box. U, undaunted. T, top of the line. L, leader in her class.
L, leader in her class.
A, attuned to the community.
A, attuned to the community.
And W, without rival.
W, without rival.
Danielle Outlaw, Chief of Police, a 19-year veteran of the Oakland Police Department, a city that has been known, Portland, as weird. We declare Portland, Oregon, a city belonging to the NFL. No, not the National Football League. The National Faith League. We talk about cities being in the belt, in the Bible Belt, but we can make our city what we want it to be.
That's right.
And we must stand by those who God sends to lead us.
Amen.
Chief Outlaw, we believe you are a minister of the city. That's the way the Bible puts it.
Yes.
And you are here to turn Portland upside down. Or rather, upside right side up. There you go. And we want to thank you for accepting the challenge. And we want you to know that we're praying for you.
Yes.
And we'll continue to do so. And we welcome you not just to the city of roses, but to a city that we are terming home base for glory.
All right.
Thank you for accepting Portland. We wish you the best and trust you will never regret the decision to take on this task. We welcome each of you to this beautiful occasion and trust you will be behind everything that's going on good in the city of Portland, Oregon. And we just ask for God's blessings upon each of you, and thank you for coming. Welcome.
Thank you, Bishop. At this time, Purpose by our own Dr. Audrey Terrell.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Ooh. You all in trouble this morning because I didn't write nothing down. And I'm a gospel preacher. Don't give me a scripture. I just want to say thank you all for coming. Thank you for accepting the invite to come. And I guess you want to know, I'm just going to say this real quickly. I lived 25 years in Oakland. And in the 25 years, I worked for General Motors and Numi, which is a Toyota facility. And I raised one son who got 7 brothers that lives in San Leandro. And brothers were, when mama was at work, where were your child? And my child was with his brothers. And so those long double shifts I used to work, they would be with Jeff Tudor in San Leandro, who is now the police chief of San Leandro. And the other 6 are pastors throughout the United States. So as time gets on and I get older, some things start coming back on you. And so I started thinking, I was sharing with my son, and then I was sharing with some of the women of faith, which, let me tell you, y'all got some bad women of faith up in here. I just want to say that. And I get to my purpose with it is because when we talk with each other like at 11 o'clock at night, because that's the time we got. Right. Most of the time we running. Pastor Black gone. Oh, Bishop Osborne, she's so sweet. Because she don't call her after 9 o'clock. So and I say, Bishop, and she says, and she'll tell me, maybe we ought to pray for her. Maybe we ought to get together and pray. Because we believe in prayer. Amen. Yes. That's what we believe in. Yes. Let me tell you, what God can't do, won't be done, can't be done. We believe we're believers. Yes. So they brought it to my attention, and I shared with Kelvin Hall, who just told me what to do. Come on, let's do this. And so it's good that God will give you the people you need to get this done. And we start rolling, start coming together. And that's how you got here. And a special thanks to Dr. Karen Edwards.
Yes.
She is the president of this PCC. Touched her heart. She did, yeah, she did. I mean, so thank you, Brother Hall. I don't know where you're sitting at. Oh, there you are. Thank you so much. But the purpose is to do just these things. That's all we come together. First, to show a presence.
Yes.
We here in Portland. You understand we here? We here in Portland, Oregon. I just relocated 5 years ago, and I'm still meeting folks and getting lost. No, really, I still get lost. So I understand that. So this purpose of this is a presence. Got you, girlfriend.
Thank you.
We are so proud that the Lord led the mayor. We give God to pray. To choose you. We know it's not going to be an easy task. We know you're going to already run into 100 issues. But we're just here to show presence. Then we want to encourage you. Keep going, because it ain't going to be easy. Get rough. Go. Hang in there. Hang in there. Then we're here to support you. Support you means, oh, I need to go have a cup of coffee with somebody that is not complaining. You know what I mean? Who can just tell me a joke, pray for me, or something? Ooh, I got to separate myself from this stuff. These people are good people. I just met them. There's a few more too, but there's a lot of these I know one-on-one. And they just brought me in. Some of them sitting right behind me. And I mean, it may take a little time, but they'll just bring you in and hug you and just pray for you, because you know, you experience, you know how to make decisions. And then we're here to pray for you.
Yes.
We believe in God. And it's all faith in Him. They just want to put all faith. We're going to pray for you, sister. And if you have time to come visit some of our churches, come on. You know, give you a hug there. And not just black churches. There's some female white pastors. I don't know if they're here. They're coming. That are here. One's a rabbi. Hey, we're just trying to say, welcome. Give you a smile. Eat some food with you. Some of the food from Louisiana, home cooked. No, my girlfriends from Oakland showed up. I got some girlfriends in Oakland. I lived in Oakland 25 years. 2 Oakland girlfriends. Where they at? Raise your hand. Got them a plane ticket and showed up. Last 3 days with dressing with cornmeal, lima beans, and man. You know, that's why they're my girlfriend. Anyway, thank you all for coming. That's the purpose. We ain't here to talk about all this other stuff happening. You know, she gonna get it. We ain't here to protest. We ain't here to give you no issues, no rallies. We ain't here. You gonna get it. But what we want you to do is just turn around and see some of us. That we're here for you. It's a lot more too. There you go over there. Hey, it's some Vancouver people in here too. There's some bad people in Vancouver. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. She lived in Oakland too. I'm telling you, my chest is stuck out. 25 years in Oakland, so you're welcome. You're well welcome. We're just trying to welcome you in any way we can. If it's just a smile, you know. And I'm glad you made it.
Yes.
We was afraid you weren't gonna make it. And I said, oh Lord, did I do something wrong?
No.
But anyway, all is good. Thank y'all for coming. I love you. Thank you.
Each one of you should have received an envelope. And that envelope is for you to put a donation in for our young people that are going to serve us, and they're there for whatever you need. And so if we were in a restaurant and they were waiters and waitresses, we would tip them. So we are asking you to prepare your envelopes, lay them on the table, and someone will come by and pick them up. We'd like to recognize our invited guests on today. We have the president of PCC, Dr. Karen Edwards, in our presence. Would you stand, please? I'm an implant also. I came from somewhere else. So please forgive me if I can't identify everybody by name and face. All of you that are in the room are very, very special guests. And we're certainly glad to have you.
And I didn't share this with her before, but Dr. Gibbs, he's a relocator. Is he here? Dr. Gibbs, there you are, stand. Dr. Gibbs, please introduce yourself to us, please. Thank you for coming, Dr. Gibbs. You see that? And I'm really at a point that I would like for people to just stand and say your name. Because I see
Yes.
one person here, I sure ain't overlooking. Right there. Just stand and say your name. It's okay. We got the time. Food ain't going to work.
Bruce Broussard.
Thank you, sir.
Deborah Harris.
Yes.
Denorja Taylor Price.
Go ahead.
Janice Avery. And Janice Norris.
Charles McGee.
Michelle Parker.
Pastor Cliff Chappelle.
Yes.
Arlene Marshall. Judy Boyer. Keela Boyer. Linda Redford Eubanks.
Pastor Rose Franks with Glory Christian Center. I'm glad to be here today. Yes. Amen.
Maddie Wells from Vancouver, Washington. Sean
Florida
Daniels.
State Senator Bob Boyer.
Minister Tylen Freeman from Hugh Memorial. I'm representing my pastor, who is Robin Frank.
Sam Cole.
Awesome.
Professor Hall.
Awesome.
Judge Kemp. Welcome.
Ricardo Bower with TriMet.
Cassandra Tarver, Oakland.
Reverend Margaret Edwards from Vancouver. Martin Monica. Sharon Nickelberry Rogers.
Timothy Mitchell.
He's over these kids.
Tony Brown, Straight Talk TV.
Ken Perry, local lawyer. This is my dad, Deacon Robert Perry.
Carla Howard.
The greatest musician in the state of Oregon.
Kurt Greenwell Senior.
Harvey James, his sidekick.
Member of Board
Wonderful.
Hi, my name is Susie Pickett-Woolman, and I'm a criminal justice here at PCC.
Evangelist Norris, Glory Christian Center. I have lost a son in conversation in Anchorage. We love you. We love you.
Amen. MC, I'd like to introduce to you, DACA is the Dr. Arbitrary Institute, and I have 5 high school black student unions. And I brought a few of them here from Parkrose High School, Evergreen High School, Fort Vancouver High School, and some more. Start down here, go down here.
I'm Maria, I'm from Parkrose High School. I'm Brianna, I'm from Parkrose High School. I'm Bianca, I'm from Parkrose High School.
My name is Rockland from my name is Nika, I'm from Evergreen. Melkana from Fort. Fenton from Fort. Amy from Evergreen.
I'm Benicia Dedman, I go to here at PCC.
Oh, I'm Monty. I go to Park Road.
I'm Reggie. I go to PPC.
I'm Anita and I go to Fort Vancouver High School. I'm Asha, I go to Fort Vancouver. Hi everyone, I'm Sharon, I go to Fort Vancouver.
Hi, I'm Jeremiah, I go to Fort Vancouver.
I also go to Fort Vancouver.
And they will be your servants today. They are serving.
And with all of those introductions, at this time, Kurt Green.
Praise be to God. I'd like to thank you guys for having us. Once again, my friend Darby James on the show. I'd like to take out time to welcome the Portland Police Chief, Danielle Outlaw. Would you give her a round of applause? This particular song, I thought would be appropriate. Sometimes our jobs are overwhelming and hold us down. So I thought this might be appropriate for this, so check it out. See you running through that open door. I believe I can fly. 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 I believe I can fly.
Amen. At this time, we're going to ask her to come with words of encouragement.
Amen. I will bless the Lord at all times, and his praise shall continuously be in my mouth. My soul will make a boast in the Lord. The humble shall hear thereof and be glad. The Bible says, oh, magnify the Lord with me, and let us exalt his name together. Can anybody just put your hands together and bless the Lord in here? Hallelujah. Amen. The Lord is good, and he is worthy to be praised. And we just count it an honor to be able to stand here today and to share in this great celebration as we welcome our chief of police into our city. I'm going to wait just a few moments because I'm supposed to give her words of encouragement. I know, since Minister Audrey told me she would be taking a picture. So maybe you could play us some music or something, because I don't want to stand here and talk, because I like Pastor Audrey, I'm a gospel preacher. I could talk a long time. But I do want to just be able to share with her just a few words and then move out the way. And it's an honor to be here, an honor to see all of you here on this occasion. And I'm hoping and praying that this is not our first and our last time of coming together to do this for our city. And hopefully it'll be more of us, yes. More of us yes. Here to make a stand and make a statement, because this is what we need. We need to come together, and we need to pray and join hands together. When I first heard the news that the city of Portland was in search of a chief of police, when the word went out, a group of us went before the Lord, and we began to pray. And our prayer was basically, Lord, allow your voice to be heard, and allow the person that they find to choose to fill this position is one who loves God, who loves justice, who walks humbly before him, and who loves mercy. That's Micah 6:8. I said it a little backwards. But that was our prayer, is that they would love mercy, do justly, and walk humbly before our God. And we continued to pray, and then when the word came forth that they had made their decision, made their selection, our prayer changed a little bit. Because we were excited, because we felt like the Lord had heard our prayer.
Yes, yes.
You know, there's something about women
Yes. Yes.
and that have the heartbeat of God. I'm not saying men don't have it. Don't get me wrong. You know, I was thinking this morning, you know, James Brown said it's a man's world. Y'all know the rest. And so our prayer changed, and what we prayed was that God would anoint you. God would continue to equip you for this region, for this people, for this body of believers. And so we prayed that he would anoint you, that he would keep you healthy, make you strong, prosper you, and bless everything that you planted your hands to do. And so as I was preparing for this one, Minister Audrey, I love her to death. Because I told her, I said, I'm here, I'm busy, I'm running, but whatever you need me to do, I'm good. And so when I opened up my email and I saw the program and I saw my name, I said, oh, I should have told her. I should have gave her some instructions. But I'm here, and I'm grateful for the opportunity. And as I was doing a little research, I read some things about you, and that just struck my heart. Well, she's a mom of two young black men. I say men because I don't want to say boys. I don't know how old they are. But I shared with my niece on yesterday that we have to stop treating our black boys as black boys and treat them as black men.
Yes, yes, yes.
Y'all will catch that one when you get home. Because they won't be boys forever.
That's right.
They will one day become men. And one of the things that you said, you made a statement, and you said that my passion is policing. And so I know what passion is, but I wanted to know what was policing. I really wanted to get a good understanding of what was policing. So I looked up the word policing. The word policing, it means to officially enforce regulations and control of a community, especially for maintenance of public order, safety, health, and morals. When I thought about what was printed, that you were the top out of 33 candidates. The top of 33 candidates. I love numbers, and numbers mean something to me. When I saw that 33, I thought about Jesus.
Right, right.
Because it was at 33, Jesus did his best work.
Right, all right.
And as I continued to look over your bio and your resume and all the different little clips that they had placed, and I said, Lord, show me now how we look to your word to give encouragement to my sister. He led me to Judges chapter 4 and 5.
Come on.
In the book of Judges, there's a woman by the name of Deborah. As we look at the life of Deborah, Deborah was a woman of influence, power, prestige, authority, control, wisdom, understanding, and humility. God had given Deborah some special abilities. She was able to mediate, advise, and give counsel. So I say to you, Chief of Police for the city of Portland, as you do your job in policing us, it's your time to do your best job.
Yes.
As we look at the life of Deborah, God gave her insight and confidence. And that insight and that confidence placed her in a unique position. I say to you, Chief of Police, you are in a unique position. Do your best job. As we continue to look at the life of Deborah, we see that she was not hungry for power, but she wanted to serve God. When we read the story of Deborah, there are some things about her life that we should be reminded of. In your position, you already have some supporters. You have some thorns in the flesh.
Come on.
And you got some haters.
Right, right.
But remember the story of Deborah. When you sit before them to do your job, have a plan. Delegate and use the authority that God has given you. And do your best work. As I leave from this place, know that my prayers are with you. Know that as Minister Audrey has stated, we're praying for you. And we want to be that place where you can find a place of safety and a place where you can just let your hair down and be yourself without anybody holding you accountable of crossing the T's and dotting the I's. Because every now and then we need that kind of secret place where we can go and just be us. And so as you serve this community, I say welcome to the City of Roses. And remember the story of Deborah. Nothing is too hard for God. And with him, all things are possible.
Thank you, Pastor Brown.
Wasn't the food or isn't the food wonderful? It is wonderful. Wow. Thank you, Oakland, especially. Yes, absolutely. Wonderful cooks in the city. At this time, we're going to have a fellowship of praise. And the Vancouver Avenue Baptist Church praise team is coming to us in their own way.
I know we just got done eating, but somebody say praise the Lord.
Praise the Lord.
Come on, somebody, let's say praise the Lord.
Praise the Lord.
This is holy ground today. This is holy ground today. My pastor just walked in, Pastor Hennessy. We're going to kind of add we have a medium song and a kind of fast song. So if you feel like you want to put your hands together, we would appreciate it, because nothing like praising the Lord, because there's something about that name. And we're just so glad to have our new chief here, because one of the songs we're going to do is Since I Gave the Lord My Life. Well, we're going to start out with How Great Is Our God.
Vancouver Avenue Baptist for those songs of praise. We want you to look right over here at these wonderful youth that are serving you on today. They could have been somewhere else, but they chose to be here. If you have any envelopes that have not been picked up, please hold them in the air. We are blessing our young people today. We can't pay them for their service, but we certainly can say thank you. So at this time, I'm going to ask, there he is, the man, to pick those up for us. We thank you so much. We thank you. We thank you. Amen. At this time, we are going to have words of encouragement from Pastor Rose Franks.
Yeah, I'm here today. I'm still standing on the promises of Jesus. And it's a privilege and an honor to honor someone that's worthy to be praised. We thank you for coming to Portland. Giving honor to the Most High God, who loves us all. I'm truly, truly thankful, because I've been praying when they had put the position out too, that God sent us somebody that can help us get strong in the time of our need. And someone that's a woman, because that's a rarity for us these days. Being a female pastor, I have my challenges. I have my challenges. But that's okay. Weeping may endure for a night, but joy cometh in the morning. So I was just thinking about some things about all of you today. It's a blessing to have all of you. Give yourself a hand clap. You didn't have to be here. You could have been doing something else. I got to lay in the bed, eating some food in the bed, then go to the bathroom, then take your medicine. You could have been doing a lot of other things. Twiddling your fingers, twiddling your toes. You know what I mean? So, and Dr. Terrell, where that great woman at? Yeah. I just love me some of her. Where's she at? I love you, girl. Wherever you at, I love you. I love you. Sister Yvette, you know I love you over there. I love all of y'all. I don't know all of y'all, but I love you. Because God said we got to love everybody. Ain't no big eyes on you. Yeah, I love you, Dr. Terrell. And the president of this establishment. Doctor. I love you. Thank you for letting us host you. I thank you, baby. Because there were some places we was trying to find, we couldn't get one. You know how these people is. My church too good for you coming in. I'm just gonna break it down. You know, I'm being real with mine. I ain't no faking and shaky person. What you see is what you get. I don't play church. I love church. I don't play church. And I love me some Jesus. He been so good to us. We all looking good. We all feeling good. So why should we be in despair? Why are we crying and complaining? You got a job, you got a job. Don't cry about it. You got bills to pay just like I do. Hello? And giving honor to the MC over here. Been so. Yes, Lady J, oh looking good. Yeah, go on, girl. It's a blessing. The sun's shining. No rain, no wind. Messing my hair up. You know how we sisters is when we get hair messed up. We get ugly. I don't want to talk to nobody. I don't want to see nobody. I don't even want to look at nobody. Oh, don't mess with me. I ain't the one. Don't mess with me. Men looking good. Yep. Can't take you home with you though. Hello. cheering everybody up. But the men look handsome. That's right. Y'all look good. I'm a pastor, Rosetta Wellsprings, a Glory Christian Center. As a woman pastor, sometimes in being in a role of trying to be in a man's world, you know, this is a man's world, but it wouldn't be nothing without a woman or a girl. Come on now. That's what makes the world go round. That's what makes the world go round. Yep, gotta have these women in here. Keep these men in line. Hey! Oh! That's real deep. Uh-oh. Look out! Look out! Look out! The ceiling might come in. Look out! Look out! Whoa! Look out! But on a serious line, for anybody to do a good job, you must have support. And we support you. And I inquire for everyone else to do the same. We are here to make Portland great, livable, and safe, and a place to live in with our families. Miss Outlaw is here to do a job, to make Portland a safe place. But we must help her, and we can't do it just expecting her to do it all. It takes each and every one of us to make the difference.
Amen. That's right. Go ahead.
We got to clean our own house before we can tell somebody else how to do their house. Hello? Hello? I know you want to hear the truth. Truth cuts like a two-edged sword. Nobody want to hear the truth. It's easy to shuck and jive and say some words.
That's right.
Hello? This woman got a task before her. And it ain't easy. She got officers she's got to deal with. She got a staff she got to deal with. She's got to make decisions that's going to impact our lives and to protect us and to give us safe and harm's way of life. And we need to let her know, no matter what the cost, no matter what the price, that we're supporting her and believing her that she can do her job. And I don't care about them haters. Let them come see me. I'm bad. I'm like James Brown. I'm bad. Got a problem with her? Come see me. I'll tell you to get off of her back and leave her alone. Everybody want to be in somebody's shoes, somebody joke or somebody else get the opportunity, and yet they don't want to respect the person that's in it. They got an issue. Go see a psychiatrist, get you some help. I can't fix you. I can pray for you, but I can't fix you. This woman came from Oakland. 1,000 and a million her. To give us the opportunity that we need to know that we can depend on her when things go wrong. Now, she ain't going to be able to handle everything that goes wrong, but it's still as black people, as white people, as all people of God, that we need to support her. If I had to stand there with a picket sign, leave her alone. Amen. That's what I'm saying. You go to the back for a person. You see a person doing what they're supposed to do, then you stand up and fight for them. Yeah. You don't sit at home and eat bomb and say, okay, next movie, please. Hello? Yes. You get out and fight. Nothing never been won without a struggle. Nothing. The food you eat, the way you walk, the way you talk, it doesn't matter. God, if he got a purpose for you in your life, he's going to give it to you, and nobody can take it from you. Nobody. God has a purpose for all of us. All of us are beautiful in his sight. Chocolate, mocha, cream, vanilla. He made a rainbow. He made a rainbow. But yet, we get on our high horse thinking it's all about us. It's not about us. It's about Christ and what he wants, his will to be done. Not our will, but his will. I had something I had written. I couldn't, God using me to say something else. I had a script. Went over it and over it. Commas, periods. Hey. God said no. Tell them like it is, Rose. Okay. All right. This woman has looking forward to a challenge. She's going to have a lot of challenges. Yes. And we need to be there for her. Yes. The good, the bad, and the ugly. Right. Because it's coming. Long as you breathe in God's air, you're going to have some issues. Right. The only time you don't have it is when you've gone to heaven with God. Other than that, is you still breathing? Let everything have breath. Praise the Lord. Everything. Birds, squirrels, us. That's right, us. So it's time. God is saying a change is coming. The atmosphere. Yes. It's time for a change. Yes. So God made that change. So let's welcome her. Let her know that no matter if nobody showed up, those stuck-up ones that didn't come today, they should have been here. Right. God, I'm glad you didn't come. Might have ruined the whole thing. Stay at home and look ugly. Hello? Well. Well. Right there. Stay home. Amen. So what I'm saying to you, sweetie pie, you got what it takes. You got what it takes. Yes. Don't let nobody stop you for your purpose. All right. Nobody. God bless you.
At this time, Sharon Maxwell is coming. Presentation.
I would just like to say, can we say praise the Lord? Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. All right, we are so excited today to have our first African-American woman Chief of Police, Danielle Outlaw. Can you give it up for her one more time? Once again, I am Sharon Maxwell, native to Portland, and I am a Diamond alumni of PCC. It was in 1993 that, as I was sitting in my house on Roselawn Street, which was named Crack Alley, I said that if this community was going to change, it was going to take us, the people, to get up and do something about it. Senator Margaret Carter and Senator Gordon Smith brought the construction trades program here to this campus. I came up here and I found out that I could change my career, and that's what I did. I came and went through the pre-apprentice program so that I could become a carpenter. Went on to become a carpenter and a sprinkler fitter, and as a businesswoman today, owning my own construction company for the last 16 years. And as a woman in a non-traditional trade, just like our first African-American Black Chief of Police, I want to let you know the community wants to welcome you. Can I get Brianna to come, and we have something that we want to present to you. And while she's getting that, I do want to acknowledge there is one person here that has been in support of the Women of Faith, and that is Dr. Kelvin Hall. He is here. He has provided support to the community as an activist, as an advocate, public advocate, providing support to families that have been in trouble, and as well as in dealing with criminal justice, and so we want to acknowledge him today. Almost. All right. So, if you would come forward, yes. Chief Outlaw. We want to say that we got your back. We're going to be the push in your back. We're going to be the wind up under your wings. We're going to be the prayer support for you and your family. And we want you to know that we are here for you as a resource. This whole community, there are so many people that was not able to be here today, but they are for you. We know that at such a time as this, even as Esther, that the scepter has been extended to you. The baton is yours, and it's time for you right now. This is your time, your season, and we want to say welcome.
And while the chief is up here, after you get your pictures, we would like to have remarks from Chief Outlaw.
Oh, wow, okay.
Whoa. Good afternoon. So I keep focusing on these because this purple was my mother's favorite color. I lost her 2 years ago. But I am the woman that I am today because of her. And so many people in the room like you. And when I first got here, the media, oh, tell me about you. What do you do? Everybody, who are you dating? Are you married? Well, how about the job I'm gonna do? So they didn't really like how I think one reporter said, I had to look it up. I said, what you call me? Texting and Googling it, she said, oh, she's very grounded and very down to earth, but she can be a bit brusque. And I said, what's brusque? And it said, direct, but could be a bit rude at times. Wow. How on earth could I have let this woman think that I was rude? And it was because, apparently, she wanted to know right off the bat, so where do you live? Oh, I live in the city of Portland. Well, where? In the city of Portland, right? And I think she thought that maybe she misheard me or something. She said, well, which neighborhood? I said, the city of Portland. She said, well, you don't want to tell me which neighborhood? I said, ma'am, it's not that I don't want to tell you, but there is a line between Danielle Outlaw, the person, and Chief Danielle Outlaw, the police chief. Now, granted, same thing. What you see is what you get, right? That's all I know how to do. But with that said, it's a different climate here. I get that. And I don't know if you all, in my first 2 months here, want that headline when somebody comes knocks on my door with the video camera and does whatever they do. And I'm just not for that. So, all of that to say, I respect my privacy. Now, you will see me in the stores with my sweats, my hoodies, my flip-flops, because that's me. But I had to learn that culturally here, there's kind of a different expectation, at least with the media. They want to know everything about you, and they're kind of taken aback if you just don't give it all to them in the first day. Like, can I get a glass of wine or something? Right? But I'm saying all that to say this. Those who know me, and hopefully everyone in this room will get to know me in the way that my family back in Oakland knows me. And I don't mean just my blood family, I mean my family, my communal family. I am very approachable, at least I think I am. And I do a lot of work within the community on my own time, because I like to do things outside of the uniforms where it's just with me, my family, my own fulfillment. So you will see me, this won't be the last. I came, folks were asking, you have a card? You have a card? And I said, oh shoot, I got this purse today. When you change purses, I don't have my work bag. I got my personal bag and my personal car, so I don't have my work stuff with me. But I'm saying all of that to say, it's been an amazing time. I've been feeling extremely welcomed. Yes, there have been some hiccups every now and again, as I'm sure many of you have read. A little different, right? So on the one hand, they say, oh, welcome, we got our first black African-American chief. I'm like, that's great, yes you did, but let's not forget about all these overqualifications that I got that got me there in this seat. But I have to constantly remind people that that's what got me there. But the other side of that is this, and I'm sharing this with you because we are all now family. I want people to know about me. Yes, I have 2 sons. My sons are 19 and 16. My oldest is a sophomore at Morehouse College in Atlanta.
Glory.
And my youngest is a junior in high school, and he decided he wanted to stay, and it was in the middle of football season. He wanted to stay so he can finish out the season, but it's just, you know, this junior year, going into a senior year. So me, I had to be mature and say, all right, you can stay. So he flies up and back on the weekends. And it's actually worked out really well because it's pushed him to, actually he's a mini-me anyway, but it's pushed him to grow from a boy into a young man.
Yes.
I'm not texting him, hey, are you through the gates yet? Are you on the plane? Are you, you know, it got to the point where now he's like, I'm outside. I'm like, where? Baggage claim. You're here? But this has been an amazing opportunity for so many people in my family because it's caused us to grow and to acclimate and learn new things. And it's been such a blessing. My mother was the oldest of 6. My family, my generation's the first generation born in California. My family's from New Orleans. And my grandparents, between the two of them, had a 2nd grade and a 6th grade education. And they wanted to get my family out of the 3rd Ward in New Orleans, out of the Callio projects, which then I'm told were like brand new townhomes. They didn't know it was a project, my mom knows. But they sent my mom out to San Francisco with the 2nd oldest. And they were there in the city by themselves with an aunt. And they lived in a converted garage that was a basement. And slowly over the years, my grandparents sent each kid one by one, and then my grandparents came last, until they saved enough money to buy a home in South Berkeley. My grandfather was, and he retired, both of them actually, was a cook in the cafeteria at UC Berkeley, and my grandmother cleaned the dorms. They both graduated, retired actually, while my aunts and uncle graduated from Berkeley High. No one had gone to college. I was the first to do that. No one had, you know, these expectations. Then it was a huge deal to graduate from high school because they had all had children at really young ages. Folks had been on the other side of the law. I didn't have the legacy like most folks in law enforcement of having cops in their families or coming from the military. So this was completely out of the ordinary for me to come and say, and you know, when you're raised by a single mom, where are you the majority of the time when you're not with your mom, you're with your grandparents. So for me to go to my granddaddy and go, Granddaddy, I think I want to be a police officer. What? What's wrong with you, girl? And, you know, just, right? But I'll never forget how proud he was the day I graduated from the police academy. Same with all of my family, because it just wasn't the thing to do. And people ask me, well, why on earth do you want to do this? I'm gonna tell you young people over here, this is why I wanted to do this. I wanted to do it, and as cliche as it sounds, I wanted to do it because I had grown up with so many people who had gone this way. Right. Meaning that they're either now strung out on something, in jail, dead, or working very entry-level jobs, miserable, can barely make it, because that's their world, that's their truth, that's what they know. And so I had the opportunity to be a police explorer my sophomore year in high school, and it changed my life. I had absolutely no idea that police officers were human beings, because of what I had grown up with and what I had seen in my interactions. They weren't friendly people. They had taken all of my loved ones away from me, for the most part. And when people were killed in my community, they didn't care about it. That's what I thought. So when I had the opportunity to ride with other police officers during these 2 weeks, while I was in high school, it was a career exploration program, I said, you know, maybe I can, maybe. So they told me about the Explorer program. And I became an explorer, because they said, you can wear this. We used to have this thing called the Festival at the Lake, my Oakland people. We had Festival at the Lake, and it was a place for young people. You know, you go and you be seen, hang out, you know, dress up, be seen again. And they said, yeah, we work the Festival at the Lake. And I said, really? I can do it in a uniform? So they kind of grabbed me in. And from the age of 14, I had been with the Oakland Police Department. So I graduated from high school, went to undergrad, I went to the University of San Francisco, and then I became a police cadet and got paid for the same thing I was doing as an explorer. Could you believe it? Right? And then I graduated from college, And then I said, you know what? I think I can do this police officer thing with a degree. Why not? But each and every step of the way, it wasn't them rolling out a red carpet for me. Because, oh, you're not enough of this. Oh, you're more feminine than what we're used to, right? Because usually, I mean, think about it. When we look at cops, whether they're female, male, however you identify, whatever that is, there's a certain look.
Right.
It's intentional. They want you to be a certain way. They put us in men's uniforms, men's pants, the men's shirt. I don't know if you guys noticed, but I kind of changed up the uniform a little bit when I got here. I'm not wearing a men's tie.
All right, all right.
I'm not.
Yes.
I wear heels.
Right.
So I'm saying this to say, I made a commitment to myself, regardless of what position I take in any role, in any organization, I'm going to remain committed to being who I am. I'm not going to pretend to be something I'm not, or be out there and boast that I know things that I don't. All I can do is be me. Very early on in my career, I made a very unpopular comment amongst my colleagues. We were sitting in an implicit bias training, and we had community members come in and talk about their experiences in the community. And they were saying, oh, well, when I get stopped by the police, I'm afraid, this, that, and the other. And got all these cops saying, well, why would you be afraid? We're the good guys. I said, hold on. And at the time, and I just told you, my boys are 19 and 16. So I raised my hand and I said, look, and my boys weren't driving yet. I said, my biggest fear is this. When my sons are stopped by the police, I almost have many heart attacks. Oh my God, why would that be? Is it because of where we live? I lived in Oakland. I'm from Oakland. So no, I don't have nothing to be afraid of in Oakland. This is my city. It's my people. Why would I be afraid of my people? Well, what are you afraid of then? You. Oh my gosh, and that's something you would never say to your colleagues. I said, look, let me explain to you my place of truth. I'm a mother first. Obviously, I've been doing this for a long time. So I totally understand the law enforcement end. But as a mother, my biggest fear is something happening when either one of my children is stopped. Yes, they are cops' kids. Yes, they're familiar with the law, but that doesn't mean anything nowadays. And some of them became offended, but I saw it as an opportunity to explain to them and educate why the community feels the way they feel.
Yes, yes.
And just because you don't agree with it, or it's not your place of truth, doesn't mean that it's not correct and true. Amen. So when asked, I'm fast forwarding and I'm gonna wrap this up. When I was asked, why would you come to Portland? Same thing, media. Right. Did you come for love? To Portland? No disrespect. But it's just not on my, it wasn't my radar. Not in that sense, like, ooh, I'm gonna move to Portland because I like to date in Portland. It's just, no, when I say I'm passionate about policing, I'm passionate about ensuring that young people like you are, one, prepared to enter this field if this is what you choose.
Right.
And two, to make sure that you're safe in your community because you're educated about what the laws are, what your rights are, and what your rightful role is in your community.
Yes.
And that you're empowered to know if you have any interactions with the police, what your role is. We all have a role in this. So that's when I say, when I'm passionate, that's what it's about. And if not me, then who? Right? You can't be what you can't see. So everybody wants to ask, like, the one question always in the interview process: how are you going to diversify the police department? Maybe you should start putting some folks in there that look like us, so we might want to do it. But I'm saying all of that to say, I came here because I was personally responsible for enforcing and leading a lot of the change that happened in Oakland. Now, Oakland, again, we still got some stuff. But the things that the city here are experiencing, it's really not, it's not new, unfortunately, but it's not insurmountable. There are a lot of challenges that lie ahead, but I would even say with all of us in this room, we could all work together to move and maneuver through. And I'm excited about it. So it wasn't, I didn't move to Portland. It's not about title for me. It's really not. Like I said, I can have on some sweats, hoodie, and be happy. You don't have to recognize me. You don't have to see me on the street. Hey, Chief. Just in you. Just in you. But it's not about that for me. It's about knowing that when I wake up every morning, and I told people, especially after Ferguson, with having these two boys of mine, there was a lot of cognitive dissonance going on. I was saying, you know what, maybe I need to take this MBA and just go to the private sector and do something completely different, because I don't know if I can stomach being in this profession with what's going on in the world. And it was a little girl, I'll never forget, she walked up to me, about 6 years old, and I'm at work, and I'm in uniform, and she goes, and her face just lit up, and she said, oh my God, you're a police officer. I want to be a police officer one day. Really? At first I thought she was kidding, she was serious. And I said, you know what, Danielle, remember your purpose is far greater than you. That's why you're here. So I didn't come here for the title. I took a very huge pay cut. So it wasn't for the money. It was about really getting down, rolling up my sleeves, grassroots, working with all of you in here to make sure that this place is a lot better. Whenever it is that I leave, we were joking up here because one of the second things they asked me, well, when are you leaving? I just got here, you don't want me there? Or, you know something, I don't know. My goodness gracious. But that's why I'm here. It's about applying my skill set, my experience to do something that I know I can do and that I can add value. That's why I'm here. I love the city thus far. I've been eating on everything, pretty much in this neighborhood. That's gonna have to stop. But I can't say how welcome I've been. And the fact that you all came on a Saturday in the middle of the day, I can't tell you how overwhelming it is. I receive every last bit of this, and man. Pray on me, pray over me, pray for me. I receive all of that. I need all of that. I would never push that away. And if I don't get back to you right away, it's not anything personal. Just know that I'm running a mile a minute. But I knew that coming into it. I knew what the demographics would be when I got here. I knew it was going to rain. I know it was going to rain this month. I was like, I'm going to have to do something about this. I'm not going to the shop every week. I have my stuff wrong. So this is, look, I'm waiting to see what the story is going to be on Monday when they see me. Oh, she's outlaw. Gone back. Why, yes. But I appreciate each and every one of you. I didn't even expect to be up here that long. But the color of the flowers just really triggered me. And it reminds me that my mother's presence is where it brings me. And I know that she's sitting right here, right along with everybody with her legs crossed and just saying wonderful things. So again, I thank you. Thank you so much for making the trip from Oakland. And I'm gonna just say this last thing. No, nothing against Portland, but somebody recommended a restaurant. And they said they had the best macaroni and cheese. So I said, okay, it's the first place. I'm not gonna say the name. This is the first place I'm gonna go. And I got there, and the macaroni and cheese looked like a bowl of Cheerios. And I said, I don't think the macaroni's supposed to be swimming in the cheese. It's supposed to stick to the fork. Even when it's cold, you gotta be able to eat it when it's cold. I should have to eat it with a spoon. So I think we can work on the macaroni and cheese in some of these restaurants in Oakland. If I can help with that, I'm willing to do that. I got a mean recipe. But thank you again. I look forward to working with each and every one of you, and I really appreciate you all coming out on Saturday. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Chief. At this time, Reverend Marva Edwards is coming with a special prayer. over the Chief.
Thank you. I may live in Vancouver and I come over here, but I'm one of those little nosy ladies that I was worried about my two sons when I came here, and wherever they went, I went. I went to school with them. I showed up on my time, not their time, because I was worried about what would happen to them. So I can understand that. And a lot of things over there in the community, I'm there. They know me by name, they know my face, and they know my color. And my color is purple. But I would just like to say to you, thank you so much for answering the call. In 1 Corinthians 1 and 26 and 30, it says, "For you see your calling, brethren." Let me move this out of the way. "For you see your calling, brethren, that not many wise according to the flesh, not many mighty, not many noble are called." And verse 30 says, "But on him you are in Christ Jesus, who became for us wisdom for God, and righteousness, and sanctification, and redemption." And I would just like to add to that, we are so thankful that you said yes to the call. Yes. You had a choice. And God gives all of us opportunities and choices of what we're going to be when we grow up. Some are still growing up, but you have grown up and you have accepted your calling. And that's a big calling with a lot of responsibility. We are praying for you in Oregon and Washington. We watch TV and we read the newspaper, so we know you're here. And we are praying for you. We are your village, the people in Oregon and Washington. So stand and use the gifts that God has given you. He has placed those gifts in you for a reason. And He is so proud of you that you have stood up and answered that call. When things don't go right, ask God for wisdom. When things don't go right, ask God for strength. When things don't go right, ask God for power. And He will step in. He will give you new ways, new insights, new thoughts, and strength that you didn't even know you had. But He placed it in there, and He brought it forth at His appointed time, just when you needed it. He promised to be with you forever, and ever, and ever, and ever, no matter what situation you're going through. So keep standing and keep praying, and know that we are praying on your behalf daily. When we watch the TV in the morning and things aren't going right, and we may wonder of what you're going to have to do to that situation, we get busy praying. And like some of us, we get up bright and early in the morning before the sun come up. So we hear that news, and maybe we saw last night about a chase or somebody getting shot. And I always say, "Oh, Lord," and I look to see the cars, because after you've been here a while, you know a lot of people. So you start praying. And you pray for the people that have to deal with them. You pray for the doctors and nurses and all of those things. You pray that they get to see a doctor or a nurse, and not just, dead on arrival to the hospital. But as a mother, an aunt, a grandmother, and all of those things, we are praying for you. Your mother may be gone, but we are here. This room is filled with mothers, and mothers know how to pray, and mothers know how to lift you up with a smile, just a thought, and you will feel it. And you won't know any particular name, but you will know somebody prayed for me. In Jesus' name. I would like to anoint you.
Can the other clergy come up, please? Other clergy, there you go.
What, here, this one. Right here. Oh, mother. Get over there with mother. You know this lady? You need to know mother. In the name of Jesus. Hallelujah. Glory. Hallelujah. In the name of Jesus. Bless the Lord Jesus. Please the Lord Jesus.
Let the blood of Jesus cover, Lord.
Cover, Lord Jesus.
Yes, in the name of Jesus. You are the everlasting God.
In the name of Jesus. Bless her. Cover her.
No power but the power of God.
Oh, yes. Strengthen her. Oh, Lord Jesus.
Hallelujah. Thank you, Lord.
Put the mic. Put the mic. Put the mic.
Wisdom,
And put
Lord.
a hedge of arms around her that no hurt or harm may come.
Please the Lord Jesus.
We know there are evil ones out there, Lord, but you know, Lord.
You know. You know.
Send them away from
Oh,
her.
yes.
Let them flee from her. These things we ask. In the name of Jesus. In Jesus' blessed name. Amen.
Can we sing it again? One more time, thank you. Lord, you're good, yes you are. You have a new day. I just want to thank. I just want to thank. Yeah, I just want to thank you. Oh, hallelujah. At this time, Suzanne Watson is coming with the raffle and the final remarks.
All right. I guess we can all say, let the church say amen. Yeah, we're going to make this really quick. We just want to thank everyone. Thank those who saw this by social media, who heard about it, who received a flyer. We appreciate your coming out to participate in this welcome. We want to thank the Women of Faith, which is a group of women of faith who got together with an idea and an interest in welcoming our new chief. And at some point, it is going to get beyond the fact that she is an African-American woman first chief, but that she is the person who can get a job done that is needed done in the city of Portland. So we are very appreciative to Chief Outlaw, to Danielle, and we're delighted that you were able to accept the invitation, and you'll probably be seeing a lot of these faces again in different environments. But just remember what she told you. Even if she's in her sweatpants, she still has the power and authority, so don't mess with her. Just thought I'd put that out there. So anyway, we thank Dr. Terrell. Let me just very quickly read her special thanks. so that everyone can be released. And we appreciate you guys being so patient with the program, but there was obviously something and a lot that needed done, and not only did the Holy Spirit require it, but it was something that the people, it's the vibe of the people that is put out that has required or authorized these things to occur. A special thank you to all the women of faith, the Women at the Cross Ministry, Dr. Audrey Terrell Institute, known as DATI, and the Portland Community College Cascade Campus, its president, Dr. Karen Edwards, and everyone for all of your work and help in getting this done. Very quickly, there are a couple of raffle items. You were given a raffle ticket when you came in, so we have 2 items that we would like to give away, and I'm going to make this as quick and painless as possible. If I can get Dr. Chappelle or Dr. Audrey.
All right. Drum roll.
You gotta be here to get it. Okay, call the number out.
Actually, the last 3 digits are 463. 463. Oh, yay! There you go. That was Dr. Edwards. That's awesome.
One more.
And just one more. 422. 422.
You sure it wasn't 220?
Even with my glasses on. Okay, you have to be present to win. Next.